I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fam's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one Chief Rockin' Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy, and welcome to the premiere Knicks in the Nighttime show. Salute, salute, salute. Y'all want this party started right. Y'all want this party started quickly, right? Man, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. I'm super excited about the fact that Mitchell Robinson is almost back. Salute to all the members of the channel. DSJ is in the house. What's good, DSJ? DSJ says, let's talk about how great Silver Surfer is. Well, DSJ, you don't know nothing about Silver Surfer, bro. You got to relax. You got to relax, DSJ. You got to relax on Silver Surfer. Rel is in the building. Salute to my brother, Rel. Rel, what's good, boss? What's good? What's good? Luke Skywalker Visions is in the house. What's good, man? What's good? Dripmore is in the house. Salute, salute, man. It's good to see y'all, man. I'm excited about Mitchell Robinson. I can't wait to have this discussion. Right? I can't wait to have this conversation, y'all, about Mitchell Robinson and what he brings to the table. Right? About Mitchell Robinson and what he brings to the table. Man, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I'm excited about this conversation, man. Let me click on this, man. I got a joint out here from Patreon I need to share with everybody also. I'm going to put the link to this. Let me copy the link. I'm going to copy the link and put that in the chat for all the Patreons. Salute to all the Patreons, man, that's supporting the channel, man. Man, glad y'all supporting, man. Couldn't do it without y'all. Salute to all the members. Couldn't do it without you. But I'm just going to say this, though. Let me start by saying the following conversations and dialogue is not meant to slight any Knicks player and offend anybody if it goes against your opinion. These are my opinions only. I'm not asking you to agree with me or disagree with me. I'm merely sharing my feelings. Right? So I'll start with this. Yeah! Mitch is back, baby! Let's go! Mitch is back! Let's go! Let's go, baby! I don't know if y'all can tell if I'm excited or not. Let's go! Let's go, baby. Mitch back, bro. Come on, man. This can't even be real life right here. This can't even be real life right here. Mitch is back. We might be getting OG back, and we might be seeing, bro, listen. Listen, I'm going to tell a story real quick, right? I'm going to tell a story real quick, and it's not to detract from anything, right? But when I was a little boy, my mom used to scramble eggs in the morning. Like, these eggs was banging. Sometimes she would crumble up bacon in there. Sometimes she would crumble up cheese in there. Bro, eggs, bro, let's go. Like scrambled eggs in the morning, man. Yo, that was like, what? So I used to love scrambled eggs, right? Scrambled eggs in the morning. I'll be listening to 98.7 Kiss FM in the mornings, or 92 WKTU, or 107.5 WBLS on your dial, right? Be listening to that. Be listening to some Patrice Rushen. Feel so real that just can't let go. In the morning, getting ready to go to school. Dickinson High in Jersey City back in the 80s, right? Mama cooked scrambled eggs. I thought they was, man, listen, can't nothing beat that, right? Right? That's what I thought. And for dinner, every once in a while, maybe like once or twice a month, my pops for dinner would cook steak, right? And it would always be perfect, not tough, never needed seasoning. He cooked the steaks, they'd be perfect, right? Man, you see him cooking the steak, you see him season it and all that stuff. And yo, man, I love steak, man. Yo, I wish my pops was still alive so he can cook steaks, man. My pops been dead for like, passed away like 20 years ago, right? But them steaks, bro, used to be banging, right? I said all of that to say this. I met a lady one time, right? She really liked me before I liked her, because she liked me for what I could be, but I didn't even like myself. I didn't know what I could be, right? So one Friday night, we stayed over, we watched some movies, and I promise you, I'm going somewhere with this, right? I promise you, I'm going somewhere with this, right? So I stayed over her house one night, right? And I wake up to the smell of scrambled eggs. And I'm like, whoa. She making breakfast like my mom used to make. But I was like, what is that, bacon I smell? Is that sausage I smell? I get up, I wash my face, I brush my teeth, you know what I'm saying, get fresh, shower, all this stuff, and I walk in the kitchen, and a very, very young Miss Mocha made scrambled eggs and steak for breakfast. Steak and eggs. Welch's grape jelly on the toast, right? Anybody remember Welch's grape jelly? Anybody remember Welch's grape jelly? If you remember the old school Welch's grape from back in the day, in the glass jar, like when you dig in it, you can hear all the clanking and all that stuff, right? She made that for me for breakfast, right? And I'll never forget that day. 30 years later, we still together, right? Here's the thing. The reason why I say that is because if you love Hartenstein, right? If you love Hartenstein, if you love OG Ananobi, if you love Precious Achua, adding a Mitchell Robinson to that mix can only make what you already have better. Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein for us is steak and eggs. You don't have to have one or the other. You legit can have them together. You can have them together. You can have Hartenstein start and Mitch come off the bench, or you can have Mitch start, limit Hartenstein's minutes so that he can get healthy also, and play them together. It doesn't matter who comes first or who comes last. All that matters is together. Steak and eggs. My pops used to cook steaks in the evening time, 6:30, 7 o'clock, 7:30 in the evening. My mom would scramble eggs early in the morning, 7:15, 7:30, sometimes 7 o'clock. Right? But there's no harm in having them separate. But wow, what a combination when you have them together. Mitchell Robinson is back. Mitch is back. We don't know if he'll play in the game versus Denver. We don't know that yet. Right? But the mere fact that we can say his name puts us in a great place. You thought we were in a great place because the Knicks won 5 of their last 6 games, most of them against playoff contenders. Right? We have been proving ourselves for the last week or so that we can beat playoff contenders. Right? We've proven that. That's not up for debate. We don't have to go down that road of proving anything to anybody. Those are facts. That's history. But now that Mitch is back, and OG Anunoby will be back soon, means everybody gets to slide up one spot. Now that Mitch is back, right? We don't have to get as many Jericho Sims, Precious Achiuwa minutes at the 5. Now we can get Precious Achiuwa minutes at the 4 mostly. What does that mean? That means we won't have as many Mighty Mouse lineups. It'll limit how much you see Josh Hart at the 4. You won't see as much Josh Hart at the 4 as you've been seeing. And there's no disrespect to Josh Hart, right? No disrespect to Josh Hart. But you saw the Golden State Warriors game where they kept running the pick and roll at the free throw line, where they kept throwing the lob to Kuminga. It's because Josh Hart at 6'5", 6'4", 6'5", whatever, is not a 6'8" or 6'7" run, jump, athletic power forward like Kuminga. Right? But you know who is a 6'7", 6'8" run, jump athlete like Kuminga? Precious Achiuwa. Is he as athletic as Kuminga? That don't matter. That don't matter, right? The fact is we had nobody to go up against that. And now that you have Mitch, you can slide Precious Achiuwa back to his natural place. And now, guys, now that the reinforcements are coming, now that the reinforcements are on the way, guys that don't have to play 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43 minutes. And I know what it's going to be like. I know what people are going to say. I think Knicks fans are going to want to pit Isaiah Hartenstein versus Mitchell Robinson. And what I'm saying is you can have your steak and your scrambled eggs also. In this scenario, you can have your cake and eat it too. We don't have to put one guy over another because one guy has been doing such and such. What we could do, though, as Knicks fans, is buckle up for the ride. This thing going forward no longer looks like a if we get the such and such, right? We don't have to think about random scenarios anymore. This team is talented when it's healthy. This team is talented when it's healthy. Our thing has been we have not been healthy. And now that we got steak and eggs together, we can enjoy this for a long time, y'all. But we have to do it one step at a time. One game at a time. Let Mitchell Robinson get that rust off because he hadn't been playing. So he's got to get acclimated, right? And the thing I want to say about it is this. When players miss a long time, say they're off for the summer. Say the end of the season, they're off for the summer, right? Say they're off for the summer. They ramp up with a mini camp and then a training camp and then a preseason. Right? Mitch has been off for a long time. So expect him to have to maneuver his way back into peak Mitchell Robinson. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's at the end of an NBA season, right? There is, when the season starts again, you have a mini camp, you have a training camp, you have a preseason, and then the season starts, right? Mitchell Robinson has been out for a long time. So don't expect him to come back and be the Joel Embiid stopper, right? Right? We don't necessarily expect that, but what we do expect from our steak and eggs combo is 48 minutes of quality rim protection and center play. And to be honest with you, I don't know if any other team in the league can say that they have 48 minutes of quality NBA center play and rim protection. And if you couple the 48 minutes of quality center play and rim protection with quality NBA perimeter defense from OG Anunoby and others, now the Knicks are in the conversation with we can beat anybody on any floor in any place at any time. All right, bear with me here. Just all right. Them. Okay. Salute to Anthony D. Anthony D is in the building. Sherwin is in the building. Andios was good. John Smith. King Ember is in the building. Big Buddy was good. I see you. Smitty is in the building. Salute, y'all. Salute, salute, salute. Quentin Gilliam, thank you for the generous contribution. Quentin Gilliam says, I was one of those asking for Tibbs to get the Av, but he is coaching up these players like Precious. My dad used to marinate steaks in red wine. Rip your dad and mine. Yeah, man. Hey, man, rest in paradise to those fellas, man. It's certain things about having Pop Dukes around, man, that you cherish, but at the same time, we have to deal with certain things. So I appreciate those kind words, Quentin, man. I appreciate that. Building Blocks is in the building. Salute to all the members of the channel, by the way. Justo11 is in the building. So the fact that we can get steak and eggs at center, right? Right? Some Welch's grape jelly in the jar, in the glass jar, on some toast. Little dark toast, not burnt, but dark toast on some darker toast. Not burnt, man. I don't like the burnt taste, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? But you can have Mitch and Hartenstein together. We don't have to pit them against each other. Right? Trust me, the Knicks have enough enemies without having internal enemies. Right? Trust me, there are teams legit in the NBA that want to knock us off. Right? We don't need the enemy within. We already have external enemies. E. Gibson is in the building. Salute. Yeah, I think as Knicks fans, I think we should embrace the fact that we have two quality starter level NBA centers on our roster at the same time and healthy. For the most part. We know Hartenstein's not completely healthy. He's not completely healthy. But now that Mitch is back, man, listen. It's like that Barry White song. When he like deeper and deeper. Yeah. Yeah. That's what we are. Now that guys are coming back. Knicks fans, you guys included. While I won't say get arrogant and cocky, I will say we can stick our chest out just a little bit. We can be proud of the product that we put on the floor every night. I know we question Leon Rose a lot. I know we question Tom Thibodeau a lot. But I think now, we won't be arrogant, won't be cocky. But when we talk to other fan bases, we can say we're proud of our guys too. We're confident in our guys also. Right? The mere fact that Mitchell Robinson is back, and I know what some narratives are going to be because we generally have like this weird PTSD type.
Salute, Freezy. Salute to the chat.
What's good? What's good? How you doing?
The news is good about Mitch. That is, granted, he's already listed as out tomorrow,
Yeah.
but he may be back on that Saturday game. But
Okay.
the news is real good, and he's sorely needed because, like, you notice that Hartenstein is on a minutes restriction for good reason, and we desperately need the reinforcements. And getting him right now with about 15, 14 games to go before the playoffs is about the amount of time that he needs to get in, to get acclimated, to get his wind. And from what it's looking like, he's going to be playing against second units, which is what he needs to be playing against right now at this current juncture.
Right. Right.
So it's almost a sight for sore eyes to see him back on the court waiting for him.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I think Mitchell Robinson is a top 15 center in the NBA.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely
Right.
top half.
But then I think to myself, well, what does that make Hartenstein? Is Hartenstein top 15 also?
I believe so as well.
I
I
believe,
mean,
yeah.
we could rattle down the names, Freezy. We could do it.
Yeah, I think it's too easy of a case to make. Yeah, I don't think you have to. Because honestly, outside of some random dudes that give you contributions every 4 nights, like Clint Capella, there's nobody inside the top 15 that it would scare Mitch. Who are you talking about? Mark Williams?
No scare, absolutely. Freezy,
Right.
I don't even. To be absolutely honest, the way he's wired mentally, there is
Right.
no center that actually scares Mitchell Robinson. If we're talking about from the psychological aspect, Mitch doesn't get scared of any center. You line him up against anyone, he'll try his hardest. He's not being backed down or intimidated.
Yeah, because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. If you ask me, and I know this is going to sound like a homer, but I'm ready to dig my heels in and argue this case, right? If you ask me of the centers ranked or of the teams ahead of the Knicks in the standings, I don't think Boston, Milwaukee, or Cleveland have a better center than a better center combination than what we have.
I- In
And,
terms of
and the reason,
defensively, no.
no, I'm talking about in terms of everything
Overall impact,
overall. What the Celtics 48 minutes of center play, is that better than Mitch and Hartenstein? Absolutely not. No, no. The only thing Porzingis does that really stands out for an NBA center
the spacing,
is space the floor.
the spacing,
All the
spacing.
13 or 14 other aspects of playing center, he's average to below average. He's not a high volume rebounder. He's not gonna murder you on screens, right? He's not good. Yeah, he's not good. Yeah, he's not an offensive rebounding machine, right? He's not a belly to belly shot blocker, right?
Mm.
And I'm not diminishing what Porzingis is, because I like Porzingis as a player, but for what he is what he is for what he's asked to do, right? Like for instance, if Porzingis couldn't shoot threes, what would he be?
Oh, that, that's rough to say, Breezy. I was gonna say, I think part of the reason why he's been on teams where they haven't been effective on defense because he's been asked to carry a particular load that he can't. He's not. I'm put it pretty plainly. He's not necessarily the guy that you can decide to anchor your entire defense around. Whereas Mitch picks up the slack for a lot of mediocre defenders and has for years.
Right, right.
Like we saw Chris Stapps on the Wizards with multiple mediocre to bad defenders, and they were a terrible basketball team.
And they were a terrible basketball team, and he got injured every 10 seconds.
Yeah, and we've seen Mitch anchor at times single-handedly the entire defense with
Right.
with the space he covers individually and the physicality that he brings, and the fact that he always boxes out and he ends possessions with rebounds. Like
Yep.
he has a presence that has to be accounted for. He has a presence that makes other teams adjust. He's going to be something that we can use and weaponize and utilize. But it's one of those things where some of it matters fit and how you're being used. I don't think there are very many coaches that can get the most out of a big than Tom Thibodeau historically, out of anyone. Like if we were to give Hartenstein and Mitch to another team, he would they probably wouldn't give this level of intimidation or production, especially on the glass, or being as helpful or keen and helping on defense, like the defensive coverages and pick and rolls. Like you're not getting that without Tom Thibodeau in the mix, in my mind. For you. So I feel
Right.
like some of that it's not a perfect science, but it's a formula to this, and I think they are good. Tibbs is good because of them, and they are good because of Tibbs.
I I would say Porzingis. The only thing Porzingis. I'm a okay. Hear me out, everybody. When Porzingis was in Dallas, he was mid. When Porzingis was in Washington, he was all right.
He
When
was a
you
good
put
scorer
Porzingis,
over there.
when you put Porzingis around two great perimeter defenders and Derek White and Drew Holiday, where he rarely gets contested, he rarely gets challenged, right? And then you put him around offensive weapons like Tatum and Brown. It's the Hannah Montana effect. It's the best of both worlds, right? He's the perfect fit for that Boston Celtics system.
Yeah.
If Kristaps Porzingis was playing for the Detroit Pistons, we wouldn't even be saying his name. The offense, he's the third or fourth best offensive weapon in Boston, and the third or fourth best defender in Boston, right? But since he makes splash plays, we think he's better than what he is.
Mm-mm.
But I challenge you for those that may think Porzingis is a top center in the league. I challenge you to have him guard Jokic. Jokic is a top center, right? I challenge you to have Porzingis guard Joel Embiid all night,
and
right?
and this is
Embiid
this
is a
is
top center,
and this is where, like, when it comes to the physicality aspect of the game, like Freezy, if we go against the Celtics, I'm being so serious. There's gonna be a lot of times where they put Horford and Kristaps out there because
they'll have
they
to.
can't match that physicality consistently over
They'll
the
have
course of the
to.
game. Like they we've seen them try to put Drew Holiday on Julius Randle at times for the help defense, but eventually they'll get overran on the
Th-
boards
And
trying to do
and this
something
was
like that.
and to your point, because I thought about this too. I was jotting down notes, right? To your point, when Drew Holiday guarded Randall, we didn't have shooting on the floor.
True.
Right, right. This is before the DiVincenzo experiment turned into DiVincenzo, the full-time starter. Right now, I think we played them with DiVincenzo was a starter, I think, once or so.
Earlier in the
But
season, but the
right,
other guys that were out there at the time, like RJ Barrett, for example, or
right,
not even
right,
get on them, but Josh Hart wasn't shooting well at that time,
right,
or other guys that we had at that time just didn't bring it consistently from the 3 point line. It's like, as far as our guards from that time, at that time period, it was Brunson and Dante that was shooting well. That's about it.
right, right. Absolutely.
And now, if we get OG back into the fold with his jumper, and Dante and Brunson, Brunson getting his catch and shoot looks, which we don't really pay attention because Randall has been out for so long. We haven't had the opportunity to exploit as many catch and shoot looks
Right,
as we'd like. But I want to give Tibbs credit. We've been experimenting with more ball movement and off ball movement where he's getting more opportunities to shoot catch and shoot shots. Like when we played against the Warriors, he took about three or four just catch and shoot out the corners
right,
off relocations, which is, some of it is on Brunson's instincts, and some of it is on design and what ins- what we have been trying to morph into in the absence of Randall. And you're starting to see like this chemistry being developed over the course, and it's going to help us in the long
right,
term, whether this year in the playoffs or next year, the years after that. Developing that chemistry in the minutes that Randall isn't here is going to make us a much more dynamic team and harder to guard when Randall just enters the fold. It's something to keep after. But when we talk about like some of it is fit. When we talk about like the impact of bigs, and some of it is what the players do. And I think Tibbs is the big man whisperer.
right,
And if we would have plugged Mitch Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein and Precious Achua on another team, you wouldn't feel that necessary. Like, not that they're not talented, but putting them in positions to be effective, putting them in positions to exploit things that they can do at a high level.
Right.
Not too many coaches can do that, like Tom Thibodeau. Not with bigs.
Right.
And I think, like, in over the course of a grueling series where everyone knows what we're gonna do, you know our tendencies, you know what we do, we know what you do. The ability that they have to guard on pick and roll and be up high on the screens and high to the level and
Right.
sink back into the defensive coverage and cover the lob and cover the dunker spot and be able to switch out on occasion if needed to pick up slack. You not too many teams have two guys that can do that while being physical. Like a lot of teams have bigs that can switch, but sometimes their bigs don't bring that added physicality. They aren't necessarily plus rebounders on some occasions, like guys like Jaren Jackson, for example, that can switch
Right.
out with the best of them, defensive player of the year, but they don't bring that rugged physicality at times that you sorely need against teams that may be more finesse.
Right.
Like if you gave Mitch 30 minutes, he's coming down with 12, 13 boards, same as
Yep.
Hartenstein.
Yep.
And we have two of those guys. Whereas if you get 30 minutes to a lot of these bigs around the league, you're getting 6, 7 boards in a high pace.
Right.
Remember, Freezy, we play at the lowest pace in the league, which makes all of our offensive statistics feel like a bit more impressive. Like if Brunson played on another team, he probably would average 31, 32 on a team
Okay.
with a higher tempo, higher pace. But
Right.
it's by design. There's a method into this madness for sure.
Right. Right.
And
Well, what
yeah,
the- what
go
the
ahead,
thing
Freeze.
what the thing is though, the thing is though, in my opinion, the thing is the Knicks have chosen a style of play, and that's the way we play. Right. That's what our coach prefers. Right. So the stats on one side of, like, if you're a defensive minded coach that value possessions, low turnovers, you're not going to be the fast paced. Generally, you're not going to be the fast paced 100 shots a game team, right? If you, it depends on what you value. Like, I would say, if you understand that Tom Thibodeau is a defensive minded coach that's going to be overly prepared for a game, for every situation, that's going to value each possession, like no thrown away possessions, then you have to understand you're not going to have, the score is not going to be 147, 139 in regulation, right? But then at the same time, if you value playmaking and 3-point shooting and transition offense and things of that sort, you're not going to value defense. And so, in general, I'm saying, in general, what I'm saying, you're not going to value defense, and your defensive numbers are going to be skewed. The thing about Tibbs is understanding who he is as a coach. I understand the reason why the statistics look the way they do. But really quick, I want to point out, hey, shout out to Big Nick's Energy. Big Nick's Energy be everywhere, man. Like, yo, legit. I was at the doctor's office just scrolling through Instagram, and I was like, yo, Big Nick Energy be everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm just coming through. Salute to Big Nick Energy, right? Big Nick Energy says, every time Porzingis plays Mitch, he's screwed. He stretches the floor. Mitch doesn't want to to go out deep to cover. It ruins the Knicks' drop coverage. Aha!
That was a
Yeah,
different team. That was a different roster.
that was a different team. The thing I was going to point out is the reason why Mitch doesn't go out, because nobody's going to tell me that Porzingis is a better athlete than Mitch. I'm sorry. Maybe they're the same. Maybe Mitch is more athletic.
Maybe I would say this. Maybe KP might be more fluid when he has the first step on offense because on
Yeah,
offense you dictate what the defense does
yeah, yeah,
because you always have the first step. It
yeah.
is
The,
what it is.
the player with the ball has the advantage, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing: the reason why Mitch didn't go out to cover Porzingis at 26 feet, for one, is because a 26-foot 3-point shot is a low percentage shot, right? Two, if Mitch goes all the way out there, he had R.J. Barrett and others on the wing defending behind him.
R.J. Barrett and Josh Hart were
And Josh Hart, yeah.
we didn't have a weak side rim protector at any point before OG.
Or a deterrent or anybody to
Yeah.
bump cutters. Not
Yeah.
only do you need a rim protector, you need somebody to bump cutters. Generally, we ask our big men to do it all. Bump cutters, go out, be in drop, protect the rim, call out the coverage, and communicate with the weak side shot blocker so they can cover in case you step out. A lot of times,
quote unquote weak side shot blocker, but they ain't really blocking nothing over here.
well, in theory, weak side shot blocker. But in the Golden State game, when Hartenstein was pulled away, the weak side rim protector was Josh Hart. That's why you kept seeing Jonathan Kuminga catch lobs.
Yeah.
Right?
Or just guys that were like finishing over him.
Right. But now that you have a OG Anunoby, a Precious Achua, right? Mitch can go all the way out on that person, and OG Anunoby can guard the wing guy that's designed to slash in behind them. Y'all already know the play. Pull your big is at the top of the key. Your wing cuts through the paint at a 45-degree angle. He basically is supposed to start at the elbow and slash towards the opposite box.
We're gonna see a lot of that tonight with Denver, by the way.
Right.
So,
That's what it's designed to do.
I wouldn't. Yeah, my fault. I was gonna say I wouldn't be shocked if Aaron Gordon had like an 8 for 10 type game with like 20 points, just because we don't have anybody to really body up and protect the weak side with how great Jokic is.
Yeah,
But
not right now. Right now, we don't. When we get healthy, we probably will.
Yeah.
Right. And so the thing is about the Porzingis 3 and the Brook Lopez 3 from the corner. When you don't have big, athletic, physical wings to deter cats from cutting to the rim, since your big man is out of there, it's as simple as when the cat's away, the mice will play. And Mitch is caught in that world of, if I go out too far, the mice will play.
Who's gonna pick up my slack?
Yeah.
His job is to pick up everybody's slack. And when he's gone, who's picking his slack up? Nobody.
Right. And that's why we value Mitch. That's why we say Mitch is the deterrent, because you could say to Mitch, hey, man, let this guy take this low percentage 26'3", right? You just stay in the picture. You don't foul him. Don't get up under him, right? Let him shoot that 26'3". And if he knocks down, if he goes 3 for 7, we got to live with that. We just got to live for him going 3 for 7 from 26 feet.
Because the alternative is them going for 12 for 12 on layups.
And us being in foul trouble.
Or 12 for 12 on layups. Or if they miss the shot, Mitch is already out of the play, so he can't even get the rebound. So you're getting killed on the glass and turn on top of that.
Right, because think about this. Think about this, everybody. Say Mitch goes all the way out there to contest the shot. A 7-footer is not going to shoot a smothered 3, right? That's not going to happen, right? But what will happen? That smothered guy, that smothered shooter, whoever it is, Brook Lopez, Joel Embiid, Miles Turner, Wendell Carter, Kristaps Porzingis, they're going to get it to one of their fast guys with our center, the defender, the best rim protector, 27 feet away from the rim with the head start.
And he's just out of the way at that point.
Yeah, he's just out of the play. But now, since you're talking about now, Dante DiVincenzo can guard guys his size. OG Anunoby can guard guys his size. Randall, Precious, whoever. Hart, they can all guard guys there. Deuce McBride can all guard guys their size, right? That's a win for us. And then the league has, after the All-Star break, the officiating has been leaning towards more physical play. So that plays right into our hands. And hey, Big Nick Energy, thank you for that comment too, by the way. That was dope. That was dope. That's content right there. That right there. Every time Porzingis play, Mitch is that's content. That's what you call content right there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it looks bad, but when you realize you had minimal versatility away from Mitch
Right.
on that team defensively, it's it gets worse. Like if Mitch decides to contest it, you're screwed either way.
And think about this. Do you really want your center to waste fouls on a jump shot? No. No, you don't want your bigs wasting fouls, throwing away. Do you really want your center to foul 3-point shooters? No.
Mhm.
No, you don't want that. You just listen, hey man, if Miles Turner is gonna shoot 28-foot 3-pointers all night, man. If Lauri Markkinen is gonna shoot 28-foot 3-pointers all night, that's just something we gotta live with. I mean, you got to pick your poison. You win some, you lose one, you lose some. But as
You
for
can't
me,
take away everything from elite offenses.
yeah. As for me, if Anthony Davis is gonna shoot 8 threes tonight from 27 feet, I just gotta live with it. Right? If it was Karl Anthony Towns, I think I would push him out a little bit further. Make Cat put it on the floor.
If it was Karl Anthony Towns, I'd probably put a smaller player on him.
Yeah, and you know what? In the game that we beat Minnesota, you know what we did? We made Cat put it on the floor. Jalen Brunson. I don't know if he drew 3 charges or 2 charges, but I know he got him like twice in the first half of a game in the Garden earlier this year. It might have been the first. It might have been the first game with OG and them.
Yeah, it was. I believe it was the first game OG played as Nick,
Yeah.
and it was just the versatility that OG brought. It just it adds a dynamic that we just didn't have.
Right.
And then Precious in the times that he's utilized correctly, because I noticed the game against the Warriors he struggled. Tibbs was using him in the drop like he's Mitch and Hartenstein, and he's not that. He's closer to being an OG type defender than a traditional drop big.
Right.
Even though he can do it at times because he has the wingspan and the explosiveness, it doesn't do him justice towards his skill set and his ability to move his feet. Where it would just make us, it would do us more justice for him to just for us to play a more aggressive defensive style with him in the center. But we'll
Right.
see. We'll see.
Right.
We won't be seeing him at center too much going
Right.
forward with Mitch back. So shouldn't have to
Right.
worry
And
about
and,
that too
and,
much.
and in my opinion, I think that's a plus for us.
Mhm.
That means an elite defense becomes more elite. Right. But the thing is I think there's a place for Precious to play. I just don't think he'll be playing. For February, he averaged 39.9 minutes a game.
Absurd.
Yeah. Yeah. For the whole month, he averaged 39.9 minutes a game.
Mhm.
I mean, that was crazy. Right. But what I would say with the Precious thing is I think everybody's minutes are gonna get shaved. But I don't think um the Precious minutes are gonna fall off a cliff. I think it's the Alec Burks minutes that are gonna fall off a cliff.
Mm. Well, so I'll pose this question to you. Do you think? Okay, well, actually, it's mixed. We will probably see more minutes of Josh at the three, and that'll just push everyone up out of the way where you put Precious at the four for more minutes, and
Right.
Alec Burks minutes will probably diminish where you have just hypothetically speaking, you have Deuce at the one and Bogey at the two.
Yeah.
Well, we have bench lineups, Bogey at the two and Josh Hart at the three, of course, and Precious at the 4 or 5, so on and so
Yeah.
forth. Yeah,
Yeah. I can see that.
yeah. I think it's the matter of the who's getting pushed up. Like we're going up in size. Like how OG basically pushed our roster in alignment in terms of who plays where.
Right.
It'll be that, but from the bottom up, where it's the center pushing everyone up. and and Alec Burks, while he might be an initiator, he's hit or miss, touch and go sometimes. He might be out of the rotation in favor of putting Bogey in at the two, hypothetically speaking. Well,
Right.
but I think it's one of those things where Tibbs is going to play by ear in these last 15 games and figure out what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I will
Yeah.
last 13 games. I think it's 13. What's our record right now?
41 and 27.
41 and 27. So we have 14 games left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Big Nick Energy mentioned something that I was thinking about earlier
Okay.
in the day. He said, he or she, I'm not too sure. They said we might go back to the big lineup because the Nuggets are a very big team.
Yeah.
And I was pondering if Tibbs would do that, but Tibbs is a guy that makes changes over 5 and 10 game intervals. I
Yeah.
don't I don't I'm barring injury, he never really changes a lineup that actually won the game before. But I don't think it would be wise to start Brunson and um Brunson and Deuce at
Dude.
the same time with that team. They have all these 6'10" guys on it. Even their point guards are big. Their
Yep.
guards are big. Like
Yep.
it will be at a disadvantage physicality wise if we went that
Right.
small. Whereas when we went against the Warriors, they don't really run a traditional center
No,
at
they don't.
all.
As a matter of fact, they get smaller and smaller as the game goes on.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I saw them. They took out Trace Jackson Davis
yeah.
and put my guy back in,
Dre,
Draymond.
yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, what are y'all doing?
Trace
But
Jackson was giving us work that game.
yeah, yeah,
Just
because
off just
Josh
off
Hart's
being
not big
big
enough.
and bouncy. Yeah, just off being big and bouncy. And
Yeah,
nobody could get him out the way. And some of it was Precious being out of place at times. But as soon as we went to Isaiah Hartenstein, we brought Isaiah Hartenstein. They tried to go to their two big lineup, where they tried to put in Draymond and Trace Jackson, and they still weren't getting rebounds.
yeah, and but the thing is, Steve Kerr. Well, for one, Steve Kerr is a genius, right? When you saw Precious out of position, it wasn't like Precious is a doofus.
No,
Right. What they did was ran a play and put Precious in jeopardy. Right. And Tibbs was like, "Yo, just commit to one and go." Right. If you're gonna stay at the rim, let this dude throw up a floater from 12 feet. Right. Right. But if you're gonna commit to the floater, go all the way. Right. But if you're gonna sag off of him, then protect the rim. But what was happening is Golden State was getting a two-way go where Precious was in the middle trying to figure it out. And
yeah,
that's how they was getting the lob over Josh Hart.
mhm,
Right. But the thing is in that two-way go situation where you put the center in jeopardy, it's not like the two-way goal you saw in Sacramento or the two-way goal you saw in Portland, right? Legit, even though Clay Thompson is having an off shooting season,
he's
maybe
still
he's
Clay Thompson.
maybe he's washed up, right? Maybe he's one. That's still Clay Thompson out there on the perimeter, bro, and that's still Steph Curry with the basketball, and that's still Jonathan Kuminga trying to crash the weak side for the lob.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta
it,
be,
it's putting guys in jeopardy
yeah,
repeatedly over and over.
yeah, and so if you're precious, what do? You understand all these things. I'm not saying Precious has the highest basketball IQ, but even a novice basketball player understands that they already got dunked on by Kaminga twice. Klay Thompson is one of the greatest shooters of all time, and Steph Curry is one of the greatest NBA players of all time, and all of them are threatening you right now.
As soon as they cross half court.
Yep, yep, and there was nothing Tibbs can do. Tibbs was yelling. But if you notice when Tibbs was yelling, he was yelling in general. He wasn't yelling directly at Precious.
And to this point, we could be mad like Precious had a subpar game for Precious. It was still 10 times better than whatever Sims put out there on tape.
Right.
As soon as Sims came in the game, everything went wrong.
Right.
He fouling people. He leaving guys open. He just, oh man.
Right. And then there was a play. There was the lob that Chris Paul threw to Kaminga.
Yep.
Bro, I don't care what center is in the game. If Chris Paul gets a step on his man, somebody's dunking at the rim. We already know that. We have damn near 15 years of footage of that. If Chris Paul, who's probably one of the strongest point guards to ever play, I'm not gonna say the strongest, but y'all get my drift though.
Yeah.
And crafty with the handles, right? If he gets a step and is threatening the paint, as soon as Precious sees him, he's like, "Oh boy, all right, here's Chris Paul. Is he going to pull up with a short jumper? Is somebody crashing in from the wing? Is there a 3-point shooter spotted up in the corner behind him?"
Weak side or strong side, because he has the vision for either. So
For
it
both,
don't,
yeah, yeah,
so it don't matter. He was looking like prime Chris Paul the first 3 quarters of the game. Then it tapered off a little bit.
yeah,
Ran out of gas.
yeah. I mean, the thing with Precious is once we get Precious back at the 4, Mitch won't have a problem with that because Mitch is not going out there, bro. You're gonna have to bring that all the way to the rim. Right. And you know what I'm saying? He's going to depend on wing defenders. And we've seen that for years. That's why, as great as Mitch has been defensively since he's been here, our defenses have not always been that great. And that's
If it wasn't for Mitch, dude, we go from middle of the pack to bottom of the league.
to poor. Yeah. 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 I think so.
Yeah. And now that he actually, like Isaiah Hartenstein said it himself when OG came back, it gave me more leeway to be more aggressive defensively because he has someone to pick up the slack. Where when you don't have a guy like that, you have to play within the structure and be even more strict. Because if you're compromised, the entire defense is compromised.
The whole defense is compromised. Yeah. Yeah. And so basically what I was getting at with the steak and egg scenario is it's the best of both worlds with Hartenstein and Mitch. If, say, for instance, Mitch comes back and Hartenstein takes a couple of days off just to rest a sore ankle, and we still have Precious and Sims getting 5 minutes, I won't be mad at that in the sense that I understand it's to save Hartenstein for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Will I be frustrated in those games by watching defensive lapses? Absolutely. Absolutely. But in a perfect world, nobody has problems.
Yep. I think it's, how long has Mitch been out? It's been what, 3.5 months?
Yeah, it's been 3.5 months, bro.
Oh man, let me check. Hold on.
Yeah, man, it's been that long.
It just seems his last game was Friday the 8th of last year.
Of December?
Yep.
Wow.
So basically 3.5 months.
Wow.
Legitimately 3.5 months. There's gonna be like him trying to get up to game speed, but the things that he can do, as long as he's healthy, he'll always be able to box out. He'll always get some boards. The timing is the aspect that he might be a little bit behind, but we have 14 games to figure it out.
Yep. Yeah. Can I tell you my worst fear though?
Go ahead.
I want to share everybody. Shout out to B. Willis. I want to let everybody know the sum of all my fears, right? The sum of all my fears is Mitch comes back and Tibbs plays him 40 minutes.
Oh no.
Bro,
I think I think Tim's learned his lesson with Hartenstein. Even though Hartenstein getting hurt 3 times, for him to be like, okay, I need to not do that.
Yeah,
I think that happened in the Hartenstein and Mitch being out for. Remember, you got to remember this aspect too, Fuzi. With Mitch being out, his stamina isn't even there. And we already know over the years when Mitch is tired, you can see when he's tired. It
Tibbs
is
don't care nothing
evident.
about stamina, bro.
No, but I'm saying like he gets compromised defensively when he's gassed. Like you can
Yeah.
tell.
Tibbs don't care. Did you see how he looked at Taj Gibson?
So
Taj Gibson legit was out there leaking oil, right?
he
Taj
couldn't
Gibson,
even catch the ball.
right? Tibbs went, yo, Taj went over to Tibbs and was like, bruh, I'm tired. Tibbs just,
Freezy. It looked like Freezy. It looked like, and remember when Pat Ewing was in Space Jam and he just lost his powers at the free throw line, and they checked the ball at him to shoot the free throw, and it just hit him in the chest. He couldn't react. He just
he
didn't
just
know what
couldn't
to
react. Yeah.
do. It was like watching Taj. He lost all his powers.
Right. Right.
He had nothing. The mind was willing, the body was not.
But the body just wasn't. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing, bro.
Taj used to be a great rebounder, Freezy, and every time he got near the ball, it's like he just didn't have that little oomph
that final,
squeeze it.
that closing. Yeah. Yeah.
He would get the ball and it would just slip out of his hand. It was just
when that man fell on the floor and grabbed his back.
Oh no!
I was like, yeah, his career over, bro. He finished.
But I'm happy for him. He got signed for the rest of the year.
Yeah, by the Pistons. Yeah, because Taj is a great leader, bro.
I'm a pocket watcher. I want to go look how much money he made off of that. He earned a little bit over $1 million for the playing between the Knicks and the Pistons this year.
Yeah, man.
It's an honest living.
Yes, especially if you can still do it. Do it while you can.
Yeah, I mean they actually need a guy like Taj on that team too. So.
Yeah, yeah. So I have one other thing I want to run by everybody just really quick because I only got I got like 20 minutes or so left, and because I scheduled a couple of things I want to do, a couple of things before we get out of here. I'm gonna put the link in the chat for if anybody want to jump in and rock. But I also want to ask this: is Jay Dilla the GOAT? No, that's not what I'm asking. I did that. Yo, I'm ribbing DSJ. Yeah, I'm trolling DSJ. Right. But I legit a legitimate Knicks question, right? I'm gonna ask you guys a legitimate Knicks question. If the Knicks make one significant move this offseason, I'm not talking about re-signing OG Anunoby, that's a given. I'm not talking about re-signing Hartenstein. That's a given. If the Knicks make one significant move this offseason, say it is move Burks and Bogey for Marcus Smart, can the Knicks win 70 games?
Oh,
that's a tough question, right?
That's a lot of health to be had.
That's a lot of health. And you know what? And teams generally don't win 60 games in a non-expansion era.
Yep.
Like you may get a team every now and then that'll get off to a great start.
3-4 years, or might drop a 60 piece.
Yeah,
in this particular era, but it's hard.
And here is and the reason why I asked that, and I know it sounds like a crazy question, right? It sounds like a crazy question, but the Knicks were legitimately 15-2 with OG Anunoby from start to finish. All the games OG Anunoby played with the Knicks without Mitchell Robinson and without a consistent bench. If the Knicks get a consistent bench, right? And I'm not talking about a world beater, right? I'm not talking about Malcolm Brogdon, though that would be a nice fit, right? Dre, you know what? How about the Knicks do get Malcolm Brogdon? How about if the Knicks get Malcolm Brogdon to add stability to the bench, and the entire roster stays healthy. Brunson, DiVincenzo, OG, Randall, Mitch, Hartenstein, Hart, Brogdon, Precious, Mitch, or Hartenstein. Is it out of the realm of possibility for the Knicks to win 70 games?
I'll put it like this. I think 70 is it's like it takes a
It takes
Herculean
a
effort.
miracle to win 70 games, bro. Only two teams have done it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, no, the Spurs won 69 the year that the Warriors won 72. But yeah,
The
like
Spurs? I didn't.
Spurs they won like 67 that year. My bad.
Oh, okay.
Um, but it could. I won't say 70, but I think you can win 60 with a guy like Tom Thibodeau, where he finds a groove, he finds a way to maximize over the course of a season. Like Tom Thibodeau legit won 62 games with Derrick Rose,
Right.
starting like Keith Bogans.
Right. Right. And I just want to clarify this. So Virtuoso, it's not an expectation. Like, we're not expecting the Knicks to win 70 games.
It's like, how can that? How
Yeah.
do we?
I'm asking, is it possible? Just is it just human? Just is it possible? And the reason why, and Dre, the reason why this even dawned on me was, what if OG Anunoby didn't get hurt? Could we continue?
Would we have been on like a 800 pace?
Yeah, it's 86% win percentage. I think it was.
Yeah, that's
That's
remember,
insane, right?
it's insane, but that's part of the thing that you get with OG. He's never played that many games.
I think it's the perfect fit.
No, OG is the perfect fit. I was talking about the health aspect.
Yeah, the health aspect is the thing that you can't count on.
Yeah, because the actual, if we're healthy, keep it real. Healthy, if we retain a lot of these players, health wise, we're one of the best teams in the league. Now, sometimes being the best team in the league doesn't necessarily carry over to winning the playoffs, right? Winning the championship, but being one of the best teams in the league, yeah. But I don't know, 800 percentage. Remember,
That's
in
crazy,
this,
bro.
in this perspective, the league is a quick adjusting league.
Right.
What works for you one year may not work for you the next year. It's the sole reason why the Celtics, while they had a team that won 60 games, I believe, or close to it, they still were like, we need to make upgrades because it's ever evolving, ever changing. Like, yes, we might see. We could probably bring back the same exact lineup, have a great health, and we go 56 and 26, and it's not a bad year by
No.
any stretch. But it's like teams also adjust. It's like one of those things where like the Sacramento Kings had the best offensive rating in league history last year, and they're like 7th this year. Like
Right.
teams adjust over and over and over.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now that this part that kind of helps us in our favor, where the league is basically calling every game like a playoff game.
Right.
That's beneficial to us and how we play.
Right. So
We
the reason why
embrace the contact. So it's hard to say. It's
70 games is too much.
Yeah.
It's just too much wear and it's too much pressure also, right? And then you have to during 70 wins in a 70 win season, you got to have Klay Thompson score 60 on 11 dribbles, right? You got to have Steph Curry score 50 points in 3.5 quarters. Right, you got to have those type of games in order to win 70 games in a season.
And then you need to have like the ultimate glue guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
At the time in Draymond, and then everyone's having great years shooting wise.
Right.
Everyone.
Right.
Like,
And I'm sorry.
You can't have guys slumping at any
at
point.
all. And you can't have guys injured.
because this is one thing too, Freezy. You can have a great shooting game and still lose. I just saw the Suns shoot 58% from the field for an entire game and lost by 20.
And lost. Yeah.
By 20. Not even just lost. They lost by 20 to the
Yeah.
Bucks. So it's one of those things where you need luck, timing, health. We also need to be, for lack of a better word, innovating. You need to be ahead of the curve by a lot compared to other teams.
All right. So let me ask you in the chat this just really quick. Shout out to Wiz, right? You
Shout out
need
to
to
Wiz.
if the Knicks bring everybody back, basically run it back except maybe upgrade Bogey
Burks.
and Burks, right? Right? Say you upgrade Bogey and Burks with who knows? Who knows who you upgrade them with, right? Just upgrade them, right? And no disrespect to those guys. Because I think we're gonna need them in the playoffs. So no disrespect to them, no shade. Because we're gonna need that veteran presence in the playoffs. If you bring everybody back, right? Everybody back healthy, and you upgrade what you're not getting from Bogey and Burks. Can the Knicks break their regular season win record?
What is that? What's the regular season over? Right? 60?
Uh, Anybody know how many? Yo, what's the biggest, most amount of wins in a season by the Knicks? Anybody know that?
60 and 22 in 1992, 93, and then 69, 70.
Okay,
60 and 22.
so 60. So the Knicks' all-time win record for a season is 60. If the Knicks run it back with this team and get a full complement of health during this regular season next season, can the Knicks win 60 or 61 games with the impact of OG Anunoby and Precious
I
and
think so.
Randall and Mitch and Hartenstein and Brunson and Hart and DiVincenzo?
And also the fact that Tibbs will say
And
no. Tibbs will say no. Will take no for an answer in terms of winning a game.
right,
Like he's not doing the rest day thing.
right,
He's not doing that.
right. Right, and so, Dre, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was thinking about this, I was actually, instead of thinking, well, can the Knicks win 57 games? Can they win 58? I started at 70 and worked my way back. Like I never
Oh,
believed that the Knicks can win 70 games. I don't think you'll ever see another team win 70 games in an NBA season.
not unless
Right,
they do more expansion.
right,
Like they add two more teams that give up a
right,
free 8 wins to a team
right, right,
in that conference.
right.
A free
So I don't
six
think
to eight
it's
wins.
yeah. I don't think you'll ever see a team win. A team may win 68, but they may be. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking the absolute bar, the absolute best I think you'll see a team do and compete and win deep in the playoffs is a 60-win team. But
Mm.
I'm asking you guys, can the Knicks break their own franchise record in wins with this team that Leon Rose put together?
Mm. I think it's possible if health permitting, and also guys ascending. Like there might be another gear Brunson can get to, and we're kind of seeing him kick into another gear as we speak. Like the last 3 games, he's averaging 40 while
Right,
being doubled and trapped, probably more than any other player besides Luka Doncic.
right, right. Yeah, and so everybody, I think when we think about the long term health of the team, I'm not even concerned about OG Anunoby being re-signed. That's done. I think the reason why you moved Evan Fournier's contract and RJ Barrett's contract and moved Emmanuel quickly is so that you can bring back Hartenstein and OG Anunoby. And regardless of the season that Hartenstein had for us, anything over 14, 15 million, I think they're gonna let him walk. Right. I think they'll let him walk. Anything if he's talking ridiculous money, like like 4 years, 72 million. We just got to start shopping for another center
A draft one.
or draft one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If Hartenstein, in my opinion, right? In my opinion, I don't think Dolan's afraid of the tax. I think Dolan will pay the tax, right? But if we get to if we get into a bidding war with OKC over Hartenstein, I think OKC wins.
Yeah.
Right. I just think it's gonna be as simple as that. And we love Hartenstein too, by the way. I love Hartenstein, right? I'm not trying to push him out of the door. I'm just looking at the economics of stuff. You only have certain amount of cap to go around. Will Dolan pay all the tax and all that to go over all blah blah blah? Yes. Will Dolan participate to bring this team? Yes, absolutely. But then there are limits too.
Mm.
I mean, there are limits. When you get to a certain price point, you got to know when to say when. So
Yeah.
yeah, man.
And you have to be judicious with in terms of who gets what.
Yeah.
You can't pay everyone.
All right. One more thing before I get out of here, I want to ask you real quick. What's the finishing move this summer for the Knicks?
That's a tough question. It's the finishing move is an on-ball playmaker. Another one.
Another one.
Yeah, one where you can plug him in and you don't have to worry about the non-Brunson minutes on the court.
So the Portland point guard is not good enough.
I think they're gonna go after Donovan again.
Who?
Donovan Mitchell. I
Portland?
think no, the Knicks are gonna go after Donovan Mitchell again.
Oh, okay. Brogdon won't be good enough.
Nah, I think they're aiming high, especially looking at this draft coming up,
Yeah, this
and
draft
it's
ain't really.
it's looking kind of poo poo,
Yeah.
and we have multiple draft picks. They're gonna try to do something because there's no way in hell we drafted two people in this draft.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Big Nick Energy is saying this about Booker. He's saying this about Devin Booker because Kevin Durant's looking kind of uninterested on that team. Their cap space situation is absolutely deplorable going into next year. They won't be able to pick up anybody but veteran minimum guys. They only got veteran minimum guys this year, and it's not really
Right.
working out right now. And there are ties with Leon Rose and Devin Booker. So on paper, that kind of makes sense if he were to ask out.
Can I say something wildly controversial?
You don't like Devin Booker?
I'm going to say something. I'm going to ask the chat for permission to say something wildly controversial, right? And not that I can't do it, but I just don't want to put a rock in somebody's shoe this early in the morning, but I feel like I have to. I feel like Anthony Simons is a better player than Devin Booker.
You wildin', Freely. Sorry, you wildin', brother.
I think Anthony Simons is a better NBA player than Devin Booker.
At what? Jumping higher?
No.
Nah, Freely. He's not a better shooter. He's
Shooter
not a.
from shooter from where? Where's he not a better shooter from?
I'm talking about overall.
Yeah, because I was gonna say if you mean
He has more
3-point shooter,
range. He has more range than Devin Booker, but
yeah,
Devin Booker is a better scorer. He's better in the mid range. He's better, even though Anthony Simons is very athletic. Devin Booker is closer to his prime or in his prime.
he's in his
Where
prime right now. I think
where
at the
it would
very early stages of his prime is where.
where it would probably be a better fit next to Brunson if you're trying to win a title next year, right? I think the ceiling of Anthony Simons is yet to be touched or tapped yet.
They're about the same age too, right? Like maybe
I think
Devin Booker's a year older,
Devin Booker's like 2 years older than him.
2 years older.
I believe 2 years. I'll check right now.
Okay,
Devin Booker is 27. He is
that,
smack dab in the middle of his
that
prime.
that's young, bro.
But
Because
I'm
you
saying,
got legit 5 more years of Devin Booker, bro.
yeah. I'm saying, but history tells you that age 27, age 28 year
Yeah.
is your best season
Okay.
statistically for historically. That's usually been the best season. And Anthony Simons, if I had to guess, Anthony Simons is 24. If I had to guess, yeah, he's 24. Turns 25 in the summer.
Bro.
So Devin Booker turns 28. So Devin Booker is like 2.5 years older, and he's smack dab in the middle of his prime.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
If you're trying to win a championship
Right now,
tomorrow, right now, this
I'm
second,
going Simons.
Nah, Frizzy,
Yeah.
can't go there. I can't cross that bridge with you. Well, I will say this: the narrative on Devin Booker was that he wasn't a winner because he had a bunch of trash around him, and then when they put the requisite talent around him, they started looking really, really good and got to a finals.
To me, Devin Booker is in that untouchable. To me, Devin Booker is in that untouchable elite class of you can't say bad stuff about him because he is blase blah.
Do you remember how you held me then? Now you got me reaching out. And do you see you got me falling in more times than I can get out. Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, how long do I got to keep you, to keep you? Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, trying so hard not to keep you, to keep you.
Salute, Wiz.
Yo, salute, Wiz. How you doing, man? That's a nice Boston Celtics shirt you got on, bro.
Exactly. All green, baby. St. Patrick's Day. That's what it is.
Is this mic low? What does that mean?
It's a
I'm
little
Irish.
low.
I'm
A
part
little
Irish.
low.
Hey, where's your mic is low, bro? I can barely hear you.
I'm part Irish. I'm Jamaican Irish.
No.
Yes,
I
Irish
I can't hear him. I got headphones on.
Irish
I can
moss.
hear.
Irish moss. That's what it is. I'm
Can
part
y'all,
Irish.
can y'all hear Wiz? Is
Yo,
it me?
can you hear me? You can't hear me?
I can hear him. I can hear him.
I can hear you now. It's just low.
Okay. Yo, man. Long time no see. Long time. You know, I've been on the chat, but I keep on saying I gotta get on, and then before you know it, you're gone. You guys are good. You don't want to get on the other night, but after 29 points, 47 minutes of defense against Steph, you know what to do. You don't want to jump on that night, to celebrate and to, like enjoy the flowers we
Gloat.
paid to my boy Deuce.
Yeah.
So
Wiz came to gloat.
I came to gloat, yeah, but no, I came to celebrate Mitch coming back, man, and I came to answer that. I love that question, man. Next year, the move is. I just all going to depend on our performance in the playoff, right? And if Randall comes back and our performance in the playoffs will dictate the move we make this summer. But all things, let's say we made it stable. Let's say we do, strong second round ECF. Randall, everybody's there. Everybody did well enough to get us to the ECF. Let's say we're losing 6 to, let's say, Boston. Then, yeah, that one piece it's talking about, Bogey, Burks, and 5 first rounders, or whatever we want to do to get that piece. 65 wins. Yeah, Freezer. 65 wins. 70? Ugh. But if we have a backup to every starter, I started them a backup to every starter. Deuce keeps taking his steps. everybody stays healthy. We get a Donovan or DeJounte or even DeMar at the at the 2 to either backup or start over Dante. Yo, baby, I think we got it. I think it's trip time.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
Uh,
let me. So
I was gonna ask you a question for you because
let me do this though before the. I thought Anthony Simons was 6'4" or 6'5". He's only 6'3".
jumps like he's 6'5" though.
Yeah, so I'm gonna change my answer on Simons. Yeah, because I don't another 6'3" guy. I don't think the Knicks can deal with. Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to state that for the record.
Okay, who do you want? If that what I just described our performance this year, who would be that 10th piece, so to speak?
Hey, look, man, I'm not mad at what Big Nick Energy suggested. I hope the Suns crash and burn, and Devin Booker asks so.
Devin.
Because on paper he's a better fit next to Brunson than on paper. On paper, we're talking about height and like size and trying to fill out a roster. On paper, it's like more of a seamless fit than like say a guy like Donovan Mitchell, which I do think will still target.
Right.
But
I don't know, bro. I would love to get like a 22-year-old stud, somebody that's just about to turn it on. Yeah, because I think that the Devin Bookers, Kevin Durant's, Jason Tatum's, bro, all the light skin scoring machines, I think they overrated, bro.
I mean, but we got a light skin scoring machine.
Yeah, I know. I'm joking. I'm joking. I was joking, but yeah, I think certain guys though get a certain level of cachet for being a certain thing. I think Devin Booker is that guy, even though you guys have seen it when he has everything he needs, he's still not a championship level guy. Right? I mean,
but he would be defaulted to a guy better than him instead of being the best guy on a team that went to 6 games in first.
Why would Devin Booker come here and default to Jalen Brunson?
Because Jalen Brunson was here first.
Frank Ntilikina was here first.
No, talking about.
But Freezy, this ain't a LeBron Dwayne Wade
Julius
situation.
Randle was here first.
This ain't a LeBron Dwayne Wade situation where it's like LeBron is the best player on the planet without blinking. Like Brunson is gonna be probably on an All NBA team ahead of Devin Booker, or on the same one as Devin Booker. He's established himself as being formidable, and to this notion of like, yeah, like you have to default to acquiesce. I don't see it being that big of an issue between like 2 high IQ basketball players should be able to play with each other, regardless of context.
Right. No, I get it. I get it. Right. And so Big Nick Energy said the point I was wanting to get to too. Generally, 22-year-olds don't get traded, not studs, right? Not stud players, unless
They get that first max out the way.
Yeah, I mean, but a couple of players in the league that are still studs have been traded before their 23rd birthday.
Yep.
I.e. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was traded from the Clippers. James Harden was traded from OKC. So it can happen. It can happen, but a team has to be in a specific financial conundrum paradox that they can't wiggle themselves out of.
Also, when you talk about SGA, he was viewed as part of not a throw-in necessarily, but he was definitely the sweetener on top of 5 draft picks for an All NBA player at the time.
Yeah.
Like Paul George was like 3rd or 4th in MVP votes the year before he got traded.
Yeah, and the thing is the Clippers were in a place where they had to do it.
For Kawhi.
Yeah, they had to do it for Kawhi. Yeah.
They overpaid because Kawhi was like, get me him.
Yeah.
Right now.
Right.
If you don't get me him, I'm not coming.
Yeah.
Right.
But
So
also, how about the circumstance of they have excess players at the same position, like Houston or Detroit, and it's someone going to sit there collecting dust.
Yeah. And
So
Jalen Green decided to play like an all NBA player.
that's who I wanted. Dang,
It's
God,
over.
Jalen Green.
And you know what's funny? They were offering Jalen Green for Michael, and the Nets would get their picks back, and they turned it down. And now
Yep.
look at Jalen Green right now.
Ah, I know. That's what I wanted.
I'm glad they didn't make that move.
yeah. Yeah. And so the thing I'm getting at is this. If Devin Booker comes here, he's the most accomplished player on the roster. Period.
Mhm.
Right?
True.
Regardless of how we feel about Jalen Brunson or Julius Randle,
Absolutely.
right? If Devin Booker comes to the Knicks, he's the most accomplished player on the roster. Right.
True.
And then on top of that, the price that you're gonna have to pay Phoenix to get Devin Booker is not just going to be draft pick compensation because they want to win. They're in win now mode.
They want a player.
Right. They're going to want multiple everything.
Remember, it's a new owner.
Yeah. Yeah.
So even if he doesn't necessarily, even if they were to
But
move
Anthony
Devin
Black,
Booker,
you like Anthony Black?
yeah, even if they were to move Devin Booker,
You like Anthony Black?
he's too young. Too
Who?
young.
Who?
Anthony Black. Freezy likes Anthony Black.
I like him, but yeah, he ain't ready.
He ain't ready to be in like an essential part of a championship. Like there's a
I
reason
do
why
like him though.
but there's a reason why his minutes get cut back, and the Orlando Magic are just trying to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
They cut his minutes back.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So the Devin Booker thing is complicated for a number of reasons. And reason number one, you're going to have to gut a championship contender to bring in Devin Booker, right? Somebody is going to have to go, right? You know, we all know that Brunson and Brunson is off the table. But we may in that trade, we may lose OG Anunoby in a signing trade to get Booker. Right? OG Anunoby in a signing trade plus draft picks plus Mitch. I mean, yeah, Devin Booker, bro. I get it, but man,
You gotta. It's kind. You have to view it like how the Bucks viewed it, where they ultimately gave up. They gave up something to get Dame Lillard. They didn't give up nothing for him.
right.
They gave up, and the piece that they gave up, ironically, is on the team that's probably the best team in the league right now. And part of the reason they are one of the best is because he's on the team.
And Dre, I'm not even gonna lie to you. That's why I was trying to dodge this Booker conversation, because if you feel like right before this part of the conversation, I asked if we ran it back, could we break the Knicks' all-time in-season win record?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And now we're talking about tearing down all of that for one guy that has never won a chip.
Well, actually, Freezer, what about a three-way to someone who needs picks, expired contracts, and they send one of their players to Phoenix? Even if possible, I mean, four ways be really complicated, but a three-way for someone who's desperate for picks, got somebody that's got, they got that, with skill set. So all we're giving up is, not all we're giving up, but we're giving up, both Bogey and Burks, and let's say 4 firsts and 2 seconds, and then that team gives up a player that, that Booker, compatible to have Booker, do something with
What are you
that.
gonna do about salaries though?
No, with the Bogey and the Burks
Bogey and Burke,
salary.
they make the same as Devin Booker?
No,
I'm asking.
Devin Booker makes like $50-something million.
Okay.
How much? Ooh, what?
50-something.
Yeah, Devin Booker makes a lot of money.
Ooh, oh, I didn't. Oh no, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. In second thought, we go trade for RJ, bring him back, and
Actually,
then trade him again.
he doesn't make as much money. Devin Booker's due for an extension. Actually,
Dang, God.
Oof.
um, Yeah,
Yeah.
but he got his extension. Yeah, next year he makes 49 million,
Dang.
Wow.
and then 53,
Oh,
and
I
then
thought he was in
57.
his 30s. Dang, really?
No, he
Nah.
was in his 30s. He's just coming off the contract that was in his 30s.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I was looking for alternatives like Anthony
Yeah.
Simons, bro. Like I would legit rather find an alternative young guy that's not in. See, the contract extension that Devin Booker is getting ready to go into, that's his veteran max extension.
Mm-hmm.
See, he was just on his rookie max extension off of
Right.
the original contract. Now, when you get into year, because he'll be in year 8, right, next year.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like 8, 9, and 10 are the veteran extension years.
Yeah, based on making
3 and
all
4.
NBA
Yeah.
teams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I would rather
Oh,
I would rather rob the cradle somewhere, bro. I'd rather offer Detroit picks for Cade Cunningham.
there we go. That's what I was talking about. Cade
Yeah,
or something.
yeah, I'd rather try to rob the cradle than to go get a Devin Booker, bro. And it's not because I don't like Devin Booker. I think he's a great NBA player. But Devin Booker is going to give you a certain level of stuff.
Mm.
Like, is he clutch in the fourth quarter? Yeah, but he won't pass in the fourth quarter. That's always the knock on him. And crucial situations, it don't matter if you can have 8 Phoenix Suns on the floor. He ain't passing to none of them.
Okay,
And you,
Donovan. The Donovan discussion is still there then. I guess Donovan's still there. Because salary is there. And looking at the way Deuce and Brunson play together, other than the fact that Deuce's defense is ridiculous for his height, that does work sometimes, that does work.
honestly, I think this is the play right here. I think that is the play that
Yeah.
um that people think is. Would I prefer Donovan Mitchell? Yes, because I think spiders belong in New York, bro. It's just something to that theme.
Yes.
We need a spider hero in New York.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to what you want versus what you have the ability to pay for versus what teams are willing to give up, I don't think that the Devin Booker thing, bro. I promise you, the Knicks won't look the same after a Devin Booker trade.
Mm. Right. So keeping the team together and giving up picks and Bogey and Burks and Toppin and whoever else we can on the end of the bench there. But I mean, because I think all we need is that one clutch, ice cold scorer that we just have no doubt. We're never going to go on a drought again for 5 minutes. We're going to be able to substitute in that guy who, no matter what, we go, we need a bucket. You and Brunson find a way, and I'm going to clutch. We're not going to go for 5-6 minutes without scoring again. So
Right.
that's what I want, and that means it doesn't have to be. Well, I guess we would rather him be young, but it doesn't have to be a Booker. It doesn't have to be even assignments, but we probably haven't seen that player really perform yet. One of the Thompson kids. I mean, they got skills like that, but they ice cold, ice in the veins type player
Right.
that just got that mid range or 3-pointer like Donovan does, or there you go, get me a shot and hit it. We'd have no question. Man, it's out there, man. It's out there. So, whew,
Yeah, man.
man.
Yeah, it's yeah.
But that player without moving anybody from the squad means we're gonna have 10 deep, right? Because we'll have Mitch, iHeart.
Knowing Tibbs is really gonna be a 9-man rotation
So
Nah, man, right.
who's gonna drop? Precious?
this year.
No, man. I'm talking about no. So after the summer, without moving anybody from our.
It's just there's too many moving parts to even decode at that point. For me, at least.
Yeah. because Deuce will be the backup for Brunson if he keeps going the path.
Deuce is looking like a sweetener in the trade at this point. I'm not gonna
Oh
lie.
man, don't say that, man. Come on, man.
Because he
Watch.
doesn't make any money. That's part of the attraction to him. 'Cause
I
he's not gonna
know.
make anything really.
Sims too. We got
No,
Sims.
don't nobody want Sims. Actually, Sims has a team option over the summer. It wouldn't shock me if you let him go.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think we're in a precarious spot. To be honest with you guys, I think the Knicks' best option is to try to run it back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Try to run it back and upgrade Burks and Bogey.
Yeah, try to
Right.
reassess what we can do after that.
Yeah, take that $30 million and see if you can finagle something from someone. Right? Like a bottom feeder. See if you can finagle the best player off a bottom feeder is my strategy. Right? Like who is the Charlotte Hornets best player or second best player? Right? Who is Portland's and Memphis's second or third best player? Can I finagle a Desmond Bain away from Memphis?
God. Wow.
That's my strategy. Can I finagle somebody from the Utah Jazz?
Desmond Bain makes 40-something million for you.
Oh, already?
Yeah, he does. Look at his contract. He
Oh,
already
my.
got extended.
Yeah, his contract should kick in next year, right? Because he's in the Obi class.
Yeah, his contract starts next year.
Yeah,
and he's locked in for 5 years on $197 million. So
yeah, that's
around
not
40, around 40 a year.
Yeah, that's
He
not.
starts at 34, then it goes to 36, 39, 42, 44. Fully guaranteed. 5 years, 200 basically.
Okay. Yeah, no, thank you. No, but ultimately, man, listen. I know Knicks fans love the thought of Devin Booker, but bro,
Yeah.
I think once you start talking Devin Booker, you're in that Jason Tatum, Devin Booker class of guys.
I think it's the most skilled backcourt in the league, though.
Yeah,
but you're in together, though.
Would you rather Devin Booker or SGA?
SGA,
because you're in that same class of player.
Nah, SGA is a different tier.
You think SGA is better than Booker?
Yeah, he is. Easily better than Booker. Not even blinking.
Wow. Okay. That's right.
I'd say I'm not even.
I'd blink at that. I mean, I can't decide right away without going through numbers as well, and just watching their games.
Right.
At age for
but
age,
I gotta blink. I gotta blink at that.
Yeah.
At age for age, he's a better scorer than Devin Booker. He shoots better at the mid range than Devin Booker. Devin Booker has more range. He shoots better from three. But SGA is a better passer and defender.
Yeah, passer and defender, I got him. But shooting wise,
and he's a better finisher at the rim.
Oh, definitely.
And he's better at drawing fouls.
Definitely.
Okay.
So when we're talking about like a guy that's readily able to be like an offensive hub, he's better than Devin Booker.
All those guys and all those guys that you named that you want to that not you want to bring in, but the conversation suggests that we bring in, they're going to make Jalen Brunson the second guy.
Yeah.
50 million, 60 million.
Yep.
But this is the thing. Like when we talk about guys being the second guy, I put it this way: Luka Doncic's average is 34 points per game right now.
Right.
His second guy is Kyrie Irving, and he's averaging 25
right.
50, 40, 90. It's just around numbers that we know Jalen Brunson has the capability to get to. So I mean, and we wouldn't even be getting someone that's as ball dominant as Luka.
Hey, but you left out a stat though. That a team can't win with that though. Dallas is not going to win with that, bro.
Well, that's part of the reason why they're not is because those two guys make like $90 million between them. Brunson is not making that, at least not yet.
Right. Right.
Not
That's
yet.
because Kyrie is 30. When it comes
Kyrie
down,
makes $40 million.
huh?
Kyrie makes $40 million.
Yeah, I know. What I'm saying is Kyrie is older than Brunson. You bring in said guy, say Devin Booker, right? This summer, or I think it's next summer. The next summer, I don't think it's this summer. Jalen Brunson's negotiation window kicks in,
Yep.
right? And then also Randall's window, and you just paid OG Anunoby, and you'd like to keep Hartenstein. It's a tough. Dolan will listen. Dolan
No one
will
will cut the check.
yeah. Dolan will cut the check, but in terms of roster moves,
Abiding to CBA rules.
yeah, we'll be
We be
limited in what we
restricted.
can
We
do.
be locked into that. We be locked into that current iteration of the roster.
Right.
Actually, here's be the move I think is going to be next. I mean, Leon Rose kind of move. Caruso.
Caruso, that's it.
That's it. I mean, that's
If you bring in Caruso, Deuce is gone, bro.
oh man.
There's no reason to have Deuce.
Yeah, because you can't have
because
Caruso.
he's a bigger Deuce.
Yeah, you can't have Caruso, Josh Hart, and Deuce on the second unit.
Oh my God!
Why not?
It's a lot of crash test dummies. Right
A lot of dudes pass the ball back and forth on the perimeter. Nobody creating.
a lot of dudes willing.
And we like Deuce too, by the way. And I like Deuce.
If there was a player in the league that's more of a Tibbs player than Josh Hart, it would be Alex Caruso.
Alex Caruso.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking. That's what the front office kind of move.
I thought you were going to say Bruce Brown, but yeah, Alex Caruso. I can see that.
Yeah, you're telling me if Tibbs decides to play 10 for the season, that wouldn't be a lineup for him. The Deuce, Caruso, Josh, Precious, and
Tibbs
Mitch.
historically has never gone that deep. And when he has, it hasn't worked for him, and he's immediately cut the rotation down to like 8, and then we win a bunch of games. And then Tibbs is like, "Why did I even do that in the first place?"
Oh man, no, because actually last game he played Brunson 36 minutes, right?
Yeah, because he's trying to save him for the playoffs.
Right.
So I think you never know, man. I'm telling you, he's changing slowly, man. That's why I'm not on the fire Tibbs.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If Brunson didn't get an injury, he would probably still be playing for you. That injury Brunson got scared the life out of Tibbs.
Right.
Yeah. and so I'm gonna ask the chat. Chat, am I behaving like a wet blanket because I want to run it back?
No.
Or should I be a forward thinker, like thinking about or experimenting with the likes of adding Devin Booker or whoever?
I'm
in a mindset that I'm locked in. I kind of like what we have.
I understand that. The thing that kind of makes it hard for me is because Randall got hurt, it makes it even harder to get an impression on if can Randall be the number 2 on a title contender or a title team. Because if he was healthy right now, we would get a bird's eye view in terms of what he could be, or being the number 2 to Brunson in terms of offensive option going into the playoffs if we were to make a deep run, right?
Right.
But because he's hurt, it kind of makes it hard for me to even truly give a thought or an idea of it because he's hurt. If he plays bad, I can easily just say his shoulder was screwed up.
Hey,
if he had no injury then and he played bad, I'll just be like, okay, then maybe we need to upgrade at this position or we need to upgrade at this position or this option as far as being the second best player on the team.
Right.
But because he's hurt, it's like we're almost beholden to just run it back at this point, regardless of what happens.
How's Ben Mathurin doing?
He is hurt. He's out for the season.
Yeah.
Okay, so how about we go to Connecticut? You go to UConn for the summer. We just trade all of our first round picks for a top pick and get go to UConn, get Stephon and run it back with
This
Stephon.
draft, This
Yep.
draft is so weak that teams are not going to take your picks to move up. They're just going to take some. And you know it's the irony about this, Matherin. Matherin tore his labrum, which is
Mm.
essentially the same injury Randall has right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they were like, just get surgery.
Shut him
Yeah.
down. Yep.
Yeah, we'll see him probably December of this year.
Mm.
Yeah, you know,
Well, I don't know about December. If he
yeah,
gets
man, bro,
shoulder surgery, like,
you're a Jets fan, bro. You seen linemen get that torn labrum, bro, and they're gone. Like Wiz, you know about linemen that can't block,
but,
bro. You know when they get a
but
torn labrum, bro, they're gone, bro.
they use their shoulders for different things than NBA players use them for. Like
Right.
Yeah.
they're trying to move 300-pound men that are flying at them out the way every 40
Yep.
seconds. It's a little different
It's a
than,
little different.
than
God, those guys trying to tear their shoulders off them. So they're trying to rip arms off.
and also offensive linemen are insane. Like I just saw this thing. The lineman that the Jets picked up from the Ravens, he tore his pec in week 4 and played the entire season.
Yep.
Tore pec.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
But he probably wasn't effective. That's probably why
He was a solid player. He was pretty good.
That's the reason why he a free agent right now.
Well, no, he wasn't a free agent. They traded for him.
Oh, okay.
But the Ravens may have given him up because, like,
Yeah, because of that.
Right.
Damaged goods. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I would say this in terms of the Knicks fix that we suggest. I think Malcolm Brogdon is probably too old for my liking, right?
Yeah.
I can't and legit, chat. I'm only saying this because out of concern, right? Not because I want to, act crazy, but I don't want to have a roster with an injury-prone Brogdon on it, with an injury-prone Mitch on it, and an injury-prone OG Anunoby on it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I say if we go that route, then maybe we should get a younger version of what Brogdon has to offer. And it's no disrespect to any of those guys. It's just, you see what injuries have done to us for the past 18 months. Starting with Jalen. Y'all remember when Jalen Brunson sprained his wrist? Remember Jalen Brunson sprained his wrist last season in the Chicago game?
Yeah.
Remember that? He left the game. He came back. He got bumped on it. He left the game for good. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
And ever since then, it was Brunson's wrist. Grimes was hurt. Mitch was hurt. All these guys, man, and then all into this season. So whoever we pick up, man, we just need somebody that's going to be durable and giving us quality NBA minutes on a regular basis, and they don't have to wow you. Just be consistent. If somebody is just good for 10 and 4, can give us 10 and 4 and good defense every night, I'm good with that off the bench.
So why isn't DeJounte's name up there at all for you?
For me?
Oh, is it?
Because I'm saying run it back. I'm saying run it back and then upgrade with the guy. It's not like I don't like DeJounte Murray. I
from the
like
fringe is
DeJounte
not
Murray.
a big upgrade.
I think
Not a hierarchy changing upgrade.
Yeah.
What?
Like Randall's still number 2 type upgrade.
So I think
And
DeJounte would what? Where would DeJounte be? Number 2?
Yeah, it don't even have to be. It don't even have to be that for me in terms of Randall's pecking order, because I think Randall has already proven to the Knicks that Randall already in 5 seasons has proven he's an all-time Knick already.
Right. Yep.
Already. There is a limited number of 3-time All-Star Knicks. No matter what name we bring up, it's a limited group of guys that made the All-Star team 3 times as a Knick.
I'll say this, Freezy. Monty Morris is a free agent. Would you take him off the bench? A guy like him?
No, he's too small.
As far as a backup point guard?
Now I'd rather have Deuce.
Okay.
I
Yeah, if you're pairing Deuce, you need like a big playmaker. Like a guy at least 6'5". That can, like if we could time travel and get 2014 Sean Livingston, we would do that.
That'll be perfect. And move Deuce permanently to the shooting guard.
Off guard.
Off
Just,
guard. Yeah.
All right.
just let him be Pat Beverly.
Let him be Kyle Lowry.
Man.
I'll say that's a little
Baltimore?
bit of a disservice for Kyle Lowry. Because
I,
Kyle Lowry still averaged like 5-6 assists.
no, I'm talking
Deuce
about
can't do that.
I'm talking about the archetype. But he did that as a starter. I'm sure
Yeah.
Deuce can do that.
Oh, you're talking about off the bench. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah. No disrespect to Kyle Lowry, but the 6-foot guards that are kind of strong, I would rather get the kid that's coming out now. There's a 6'8" point guard coming out right now. He's an athletic freak. He's kind of like Anthony Black, but
Talking about Stephon Castle.
no.
No.
I'm talking about the 6'8" kid. I'm talking about the I forget his name, but he is a
He's European, right?
No, the black.
No. Black.
Oh.
He's he's one of that small school, right? It's a small school.
Yeah, he's a passing savant. Right, like this dude is he can pass with either hand to anywhere on the floor.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, I think that kid is probably a year too late from the 5-out offenses that used to be run. Like he's a year too late.
Yeah. But he can finish at the basket too.
He can finish at the basket. He's athletic. He's kind of built like Stacey Ogman.
Right.
But he can dribble, pass, and shoot a little bit.
Yep.
If you pair him,
is he from Creighton?
What's his name? Let me see. I need
Is
to
he
find
from Creighton?
I can't remember.
It could be. No. So is it?
Trey Alexander?
They just made the NCAAs within their division.
Oh no!
For the first time in 20 years or something. Is that the cat?
Let me see. I think so. I think you're right, Wiz. I just can't find his name. Let me see.
Yeah. So if we have, so he would displace who though, or would he just fill in right there in that little gap that we're not quite with? Because Tim's not gonna do 10, right? It's not gonna do 10. So
that's it. I think it's Keyshawn George. Is it Keyshawn George?
That sounds familiar. Is that? I don't
But he's a point guard though. Let me see. Let me keep looking.
Yeah. My brother with real with melanin, and look like a real beautiful color like me. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Not light skinned like you guys.
Yeah. That was dirty, bro. But that's all right. That's about what I expect. So.
I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I can't find.
I can only imagine the amount of light skin jokes Freezy done heard in 50 years of life.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they keep them coming too, bro. Some of them are very recycled.
It's like when Obama was in South Africa and they made from his dad and said, "Oh, that's your white side."
Wow.
They're like Nelson Mandela can dance with Obama. Yeah, you can't.
You sure he's a point guard?
He's a point guard, bro. Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he played.
He's coming out in this draft?
Yeah, and he'll be in range for us too. We'll be able to get him too.
With which pick? With Dallas's pick?
Either way, we'll be able to get him. That he's not going to be a top 20 pick. This dude,
no, because our pick's going to be number 30. So
yeah, I think so.
The draft is so bad that it's like Rob Dillingham might be the top 3 pick. It's like, not that Rob is bad. It's just.
I know.
Yeah, and I think Nick Yak has a point about the first round picks. I think now you do stack young project players at the back end of the bench.
Yep.
This year, I think this is the perfect year to do it.
That's exactly right. Oh my goodness.
I mean, you replace Charlie Brown and DeQuan Jeffries with
Who else did we have on the bench last week? I forgot his name.
Alphabet Soup. I forget the dude's name.
Yeah.
I forget the dude's name, but the guy with the 10-day contract.
Right. So I mean those, and even sorry, Jacob.
Adama Ball.
What's
No,
his name? What's his
Adama
name?
Ball.
Yeah, something like
That sounds familiar. What
He's a
school did
big
he go
point
to?
guard from Santa Clara. Big point guard from Santa Clara.
Santa
Point
Clara.
guard.
I think
Point
that might
guard.
be him.
Shooting guard. 6'7" from Santa
yeah.
Clara.
Oh man.
At least that's what I'm going by. What the mocks are saying.
Is there a
Yes.
projected what?
31st, second
Ooh.
round.
Oh, so so we could get him without after winning the chip. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the mocks right now, and you described small school, big
Right.
point guard.
Plus
He's
actually Dallas
lanky.
pick. Where's Dallas gonna
He's lanky.
be?
He's not. He's got Dallas is currently number 17 in the lottery
Right. So we could have the
in
17th
the
pick.
draft,
Yeah.
but I don't.
Nice.
It might end up in the 20s.
No, that'll be 17. So they gotta get it.
The Knicks' current pick is 22.
Right, but we're gonna end up with 30, and they'll end up with 17 because Golden State or Lakers gonna knock them out. Oh, that's so sad.
But we described his build, Freezy, like he's a stout build point guard, or is he?
No, he's skinny, bro.
It might have been Adama Ball, Adamabal.
Yeah, yeah. That may be him. I saw him on one of those scouting videos, whatever, and he threw a pass, bro, and I was like, yo. You don't know if that was a designed play
Right.
or if that was instincts. So that's you got to watch the games.
Right.
No,
No, did he?
Smaller school.
Did they win their conference?
I'm
Let me
not
check.
sure.
Because I mean they're in the tournament, right?
NCAA West Coast Conference. Was it the West Coast Conference? WCC.
Well, that's what I think I saw him was when he was being interviewed with his coach after the one, and they showed some highlights, and so I was like, ooh, okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's gonna be like Steph is, small school, no one really, just slipped through there.
Yeah, and
Steph didn't exactly.
I know that's true.
Yeah,
I know.
And Santa Clara is not exactly a pushover small school. They put two studs in a row in the draft, J. Will and Podzimski.
Ooh, that's true.
Yeah, but they were upperclassmen when they got there. Like they had to spend a couple years stewing, which is basically what this kid did. The Adama Ball kid.
Right. Well,
like they know how to make pros after a couple years. That's what they do.
Yeah, they know how to make pro. But real quick, I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna wrap up, man. I got some things I gotta work on in the morning. I'm gonna shoot over to Vibes and stuff for a split second.
All right.
Just to chop it up over there, just for a little bit, put some content out there. Probably be there like 20 minutes. And no lie, I'm legit. I gotta talk about why every time I go in a Jamaican store, nobody else is in there, bro. Nobody behind the counter, bro. This has happened like 7 or 8 times already.
Yeah, man, that's how we operate, Star.
Wiz, you might not know anything about that. But anyway, thank you everybody for coming through and rocking with us. Thank y'all again for keeping the chat fun and interesting, man. I'm a holler. Knicks Morning Drive will probably be late tomorrow. Because conference calls tomorrow. So
money got to be made.
Yeah, the bread. Somebody's got to make the donuts. So, but thank y'all for rocking, man. Peace, everybody.
Peace.